that next step is going to be the hard step. Realizing it is going to be the next step. Acting on it is going to be the next step. Casey, what do you mean by the next step? If you are not growing, you are dying. Okay? And you might be confused or say to yourself, what are you talking about? And listen, I'm telling you, where you're at right now, you must not stay complacent. You must not stay the same. Because there will be people who will have that drive. There will be people who have more discipline, who have more motivation. And they will keep coming for your spot. And so you must not let up. You must keep growing. You must stick to it. Do not get, comfortable. We take all these hard steps. We do all these hard things day by day, consistently. We do all these things and then we get comfortable. And we stay there. And we stay there. But then there's days where you realize, I'm getting comfortable. You realize you're not changing. You realize you need to improve. But guess what you need to do to improve? Guess what you need to do to take it to the next step? You have to go through discomfort. You have to go through sacrifice. You have to go through challenges. And that step is uncomfortable. That next step is uncomfortable, but you know it's what's going to get you to your goals. That next step is what's going to take you from, being that person who quits to being the person who keeps growing. And that is what I mean by you must keep growing. There are people out there right now doing the work, growing, making sacrifices, but you're staying in comfort. You're staying the same. You're staying average. You must realize what you're doing right now. Think about what you have to sacrifice right now so you don't have to stay the same, so you can keep growing. There's steps to this. Step by step by step. And once you reach that step of comfort, that's when everything starts to fail. That's when you lose your momentum. And you must not let up. You must not lose your momentum. Momentum is the strongest thing. And if you stop and fall into comfort and pleasure, that's when things go bad. So realize what you're doing. Realize if you're falling into pleasure, why? What is my purpose behind this? Why am I doing this thing? Why can I not sacrifice this small thing that is keeping me the same, that's keeping me average? Why can I not sacrifice it? Because you're not disciplined. Because you're not willing to change. You're not willing to sacrifice. And that's where everyone gets ahead of you. Everyone who's on the same journey, the same path, that's when everyone says, this is where everyone quits. And that's when you realize you must take action. That's when you realize you must sacrifice the pleasure. You must sacrifice the uncomfortable step. You must sacrifice whatever that thing is that is holding you back from growing. You must be able to sacrifice that pleasure to keep growing, to be better, to become the best version of you. Taking that next step, you know it's going to be the step that makes you grow. You know that it's going to be better for you, but you're not willing to do it because it's pleasure. You're not willing to do it because you feel good in the moment. You're not willing to do it because, it makes me, it makes you guys not feel the way you want to feel, right? Realize what you need to do to change. Because you can have, those times of growth. You can have those times of exponential growth where you just keep growing and growing and growing and growing. But I'm telling you right now, there will be a time and a period where you guys stay the same. It gets comfortable. You get comfortable. Things start to get hard. So you fall into comfort. You fall into pleasure. But you must realize, and you must talk to yourself and think about it and say to yourself, this is where people quit. Everyone has that point. Everyone has that point of comfort. Everyone has that point of growth. And then when things get hard, they stop. You can't have that. If you're truly willing to change, if you truly want to grow, if you truly want to, develop yourself, if you truly want to be able to be the best version of you, you have to be willing to sacrifice, because it will get hard. It will. The thoughts come into your head of why. Your thoughts come into your head of, am I doing the right thing? The thoughts come into your head of, what am I doing? Right? And you must push past that. You must be able to tell yourself, this is reality. You must be able to tell yourself, I will not quit. Because everyone falls when it gets hard. Everyone falls when they have to sacrifice. Everyone falls when the journey starts coming not what they think it is. But this is the time where you take it to the next step. This is the time where you can be the next person. This is the time where you could be the next person to change the world. If you run that business, if you work out, anything, this is your time to take it to the next level, because this is where everyone quits. Everyone quits when the part is hard. Everyone quits when they have to make a sacrifice. But knowing that sacrifice is what's going to keep you growing. So you must not stay complacent. You must not stay the same. It's not an option. If you want to keep growing, that is not an option. If you want to stay the same, then go ahead. This isn't for everyone. But if you truly want to grow, and if you truly want to get better, you must realize when it is comfortable, that is when you want to push forward. That is when you want to sacrifice. That is when you want to push, everything you have into letting up that sacrifice, because you don't want that thing to push you down. You don't want that thing to let you, stay the same. And you must not let that happen. You can't let that happen, because I'm telling you right now, there are people on this journey just like you, and you have to be the one to say, I can do this and I will not quit. And that's when you take it to the next level. Because there are so many people doing the same thing just like you. there are so many people growing. There are so many people trying to grow, who they truly want to be, right? Everyone sees this get rich quick bullshit. Sorry for swearing, but everyone sees this coaching. Everyone sees this one-on-one coaching, fitness coaching, all this, and they try to do all these things, and everyone is growing. Everyone else, when people saw the one-on-one coaching, when people saw coaching in the service-based business, everyone started to grow. Everyone was in pursuit of being able to get better. Everyone. We live in a hyper growth generation, right? People grow. When they see things, they grow. It's just like football. It's just like your sport, right? It is a competition. Everyone is growing rapidly. And you must be able to realize that you can be the person to change. You must realize that there are other people like you out there, but you just don't see them right now. You don't see them right now, but you can't let that change what you do. You can't let that change how you see things. You can't let that make you stay the same, right? You have to realize that if I want to grow, what do I have to do? And if you had to make a sacrifice, if that is, cutting this off, whatever it is, then do it. You must be willing to sacrifice. Because I'm telling you right now, the uncomfortable is what's going to keep you growing. Being in uncomfort, being in, a state of uncomfortability, I don't even know if that's a word, but I'm going to make it a word. Uncomfortability. If you're in a state of uncomfortability, realize and think to yourself, what am I doing? And have that purpose. Realize, what is my purpose in life? What am I really trying to achieve? What am I trying to do in life that is making me fulfilled? And I'm telling you right now, at the end of the day, whatever you're doing of pleasure, whatever you're doing to falling into that trap, that's not what you want to be doing 10 years ahead. That's not what you want to be doing, in your future. That's not what you want to be doing if you're a dad. So be willing to take the sacrifice now. Take action for yourself in the future. And if you can't, you must find systems that can help you. You must be willing to sacrifice. And if you can't, have systems. Every day, I wake up 4:25, salt water, journal, push-ups, cardio, cold shower. Every single day, I don't miss. Why? Because it builds the discipline in my brain. It builds discipline every single day. And I realize if I fall into comfort, if I digress, if I don't keep growing, there will be people out there who get ahead of me. There will be people out there who achieve the goal that I wanted. All because I didn't sacrifice that one thing. And is that what's going to make you stop? That one thing. Is that one thing going to make you stop? There's not 1,000 things. There's not. There's things you should be doing. But there is that one thing that you are not willing to sacrifice. And that one thing is going to make you stay the same. That next step that you need to take to grow is what's going to make you stay the same. But if you are willing to sacrifice, If you are willing to push past that discomfort, that's when you grow. And guess what? You keep growing and growing and growing until the second wave hits. And then you fall back into comfort. And there's that thing you have to sacrifice. That next step you have to take. The uncomfortability comes back. But guess what? You have learned from your mistakes. You have learned what you have done last time. And you know, okay, I need to cut this sacrifice off right away. And that's how you keep growing. And then you grow exponentially. You keep growing and growing and growing. And you don't let anyone get ahead of you, because you know you need to be the person to change. You need to be the person to keep developing yourselves to become the best version of you. And if you are staying the same, don't stop. Don't stop when things get hard. Don't stop when you realize you have to push past failure. Do not stop when it gets comfortable. That is when you need to realize and adjust. So if you're not growing, if you're not taking that next step, you are dying. You are falling into comfort. You must be willing to sacrifice. Don't stop. Don't quit. Because I'm telling you right now, there are people out there who are on the same path as you, and they are growing, and they're going through the same challenges and sacrifices that you have to make right now. And you have to be the person to tell yourself, okay, I need to sacrifice this thing so I can get ahead of them, so I can become the best version of me. And that's how you grow. Quick video, but that's all I wanted to say. Don't stop.